Well, I know I want to come and win the belt, but obviously I want to have an entertaining fight. Don't want to have a boring fight, lads. And I think it's impossible when Justin Gaethje's in the other corner. You know what I mean? You can't not have a good fight when you're fighting Justin Gaethje. So, but I think everyone's going to be shocked, to be honest, because I think I'm going to knock him out. So people won't expect that. People think I'm just going to try and grapple and take him down, when I'm not. I'm going to come out and I'm going to put it on.
Expecting an early knockout, a late knockout.
What are you going to nickname Justin Gaethje?
Nothing.
That was easy. Hey, cheese.
Hey, cheese. Nah, I'm not going to make that stupid mistake James Vick did and call him Homer Simpson and get knocked the out. So, to me, he's a legend, lad, and I'm not going to disrespect him. It's as simple as that.
For those reasons, that makes him vulnerable to a degree. Now, of course, on the feet, nevertheless, you're still going to favor him heavily over Paddy, but Paddy's very good at achieving the back and then maintaining the back. He's big for the weight class, which is kind of surprising me coming up from featherweight. He's really filled out as a lightweight. You know, he is certainly vulnerable on the feet, but just watching Gaethje just really not invest in his ground game.
Paddy looked great against Bobby Green. That was a really quick fight. He looked great against Michael Chandler, but Michael Chandler was on a decline. I just think that Paddy, this is his best chance. We talked about Gaethje. This is also Paddy's best chance of winning a title, because I don't think he would have fared well against Ilya or Sarukian either, but this is his best chance of winning a title, and I don't even really see it being all that close.
You see this being a dominant Justin Gaethje stoppage win? You reckon he catches him here, Dean?
I think he catches him. I think that Justin Gaethje I think a guy like Paddy's tailor-made for him. You know, he moves well, but I think that, you know, if Justin Gaethje, especially if he gets back to those leg kicks, and, you know, he's been looking better on his feet in terms of his movement itself. But, you know, when he gets rolling downhill, man, it's hard for anybody to keep up with him. I think Justin Gaethje wins this.
It's really, really hard fight to pick, because Justin's a really hard guy to prepare for. You can't just spar with your friends and your teammates in the cage and think you're ready for a Justin Gaethje fight. You have to get out of your element and have guys get in your face and stand in the pocket and come after you, so you can get ready for this kind of pace and this kind of pressure. If Paddy does that, he'll be able to make adjustments and learn how to deal with someone like Justin in his training camp. But if he waits for the night of the fight, you know, it could be too late for a guy like Justin.
Well, what a freaking segue, Eddie. I don't know if you realize this. The show's going to come out December.
From fight IQ to pressure to how both guys react under fire, everyone has something to say about Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. Some people think Paddy's confidence and pace could surprise Justin. Others feel Justin's power and experience make this a nightmare for Paddy. Either way, fans are already arguing about how this one ends.
I think 5 rounds. This is the common take. Everybody gonna say that, not only me. But if Justin Gaethje doesn't stop him on the beginning, he's going to lose. I think everybody thinks like that. And I think Paddy Pimblett will beat Justin Gaethje. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think he's gonna submit him, bro.
But I don't think the odds are right.
What are the odds right
Paddy
now?
Pimblett minus 200 or minus 250.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think
it should be closer.
That should be even, right?
I don't think so. I think
no.
I think Justin Gaethje is the perfect matchup for Paddy, bro. You know, he's a tough guy. He can brawl, but Paddy hasn't been chinned before.
Luke Thomas pointed out that the odds will likely change as the fight approaches. He said the gap between them might become smaller because people will look at Justin's recent run. Justin is an underdog right now, but Luke thinks that might tighten as the fight gets near. Luke then talked about Justin's last strong win and how much damage he has taken over the years. All the wars he has been in have slowed him down a little. That makes him a bit easier to catch and gives Paddy some chances in this fight.
No, maybe first of all, the line's gonna. The line certainly will move to a degree. I suspect it will narrow a little bit as we get closer. So the degree to which Justin is an underdog now, that might narrow to where we're asking a question about very, a different kind of odds situation, but not necessarily. I mean, his last win, his last good win. I mean, the physique win was nice, but The good win was, of course, the same day as Crawford Spence, July of 2023, when he beat Dustin. And of course, he's only fought twice since then, but we had that devastating loss to Max. What I'm trying to make is, the dude's got a ton of miles on him. You could have argued prior to that he might have been kind of peaked. He certainly peaked and slowing down to a degree. I think definitely he's still a viable guy, and I think he is a dangerous threat, but I don't think anyone would argue this is the very best version of him, nor the freshest. And then
even with all that, Luke still said Justin is the clear favorite on the feet because his striking is on another level, but he also explained why Paddy cannot be ignored. Paddy is good at taking the back and holding it. Luke said Paddy is big for lightweight now and has really grown into the division. If he gets the back, he can control Justin for long moments.
For those reasons, that makes him vulnerable to a degree. Now, of course, on the feet, nevertheless, you're still going to favor him heavily over Paddy, but Paddy's very good at achieving the back and then maintaining the back. He's big for the weight class, which is kind of surprised me coming up from featherweight. He's really filled out as a lightweight. He is certainly vulnerable on the feet, but just watching Gaethje just really not invest in his ground game, and more to the point, like watching Khabib, if you recall what he did in that takedown that Khabib got him in, where he finally submitted him, he shoots the takedown and Justin sprawls. It's a good sprawl, but Khabib doesn't.
Renato Moicano said this is a tough fight, but he really believes Paddy can win. He thinks if the fight goes the distance, Justin might struggle. Renato sees Paddy as strong, smart on the ground, and ready to take advantage if Justin does not finish him early. He explained that Paddy could submit Justin if the fight lasts long enough. He thinks Paddy's submission skills are underrated and could surprise a fighter like Justin, who is used to brawling more than dealing with skilled grapplers. Renato also mentioned that the betting odds don't reflect how close this fight could be. He thinks the fight should be much closer on paper because Paddy matches up perfectly with Justin. Paddy is young, durable, and has never been knocked out, which makes him hard to stop. Justin, in Renato's view, is facing someone who is very hard to finish.
I think 5 rounds. If this is the common take, everybody gonna say that, not only me, but if Justin Gaethje doesn't stop him on the beginning, he's going to lose. I think everybody thinks like that. And I think Paddy Pimblett will beat Justin Gaethje. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to submit him, bro.
But I don't think the odds are right.
What are the odds right
Paddy
now?
Pimblett minus 200 or minus 250.
Yeah.
So I don't
it should
think
be closer.
that should be even, right?
I don't think so. I think
No?
I think Justin Gaethje is the perfect matchup for Paddy, bro. He's a tough guy. He can brawl, but Paddy hasn't been chinned before.
Din Thomas said that Paddy has a crafty style and a strong skill set. He pointed out that Paddy is willing to fight off his back and can use his length well with kicks. Din thinks that Paddy has improved a lot in the lightweight division and that he is smart in how he sets up his attacks. This makes him a real threat, especially if he can survive Justin's early power. Din also explained that Justin brings a lot of violence and power to the fight. He said that while Paddy is skilled, Justin's striking could be too much. Din thinks Paddy's past fights show he can perform well against certain opponents, but Justin is on a different level. He believes that while Paddy has tools, Justin's experience and pressure make it very hard for Paddy to dominate.
I personally don't think it's going to be that close at all. I mean, Paddy Pimblett's crafty. He's a crafty fighter. He's got a very strong skill set. He's not afraid to fight off of his back. He doesn't wrestle all that well, but he uses his length well in terms of his kicks. But I just think the amount of violence that Justin Gaethje brings to the fight is going to be too much for Paddy. I mean, we saw what Paddy did against Jared Gordon, and a lot of people think he lost that fight. And Justin Gaethje is not Jared Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mike Bones said this fight is going to be an absolute banger. He explained that Justin's key to winning is creating a lot of volume and pressure. Leg kicks will be important to slow Paddy's lead leg. Mike pointed out that Paddy makes mistakes that could get him caught, but Paddy is amazing in scrambles and can create chaos that makes him dangerous. Mike highlighted that Paddy's jiu-jitsu is one of his strongest tools. He said that if Justin has a weakness, it is on the ground, and Paddy can take advantage of that. Paddy is great at creating positions and scrambles, scrambling, which could catch Justin off guard. Mike thinks that if Paddy applies his jiu-jitsu correctly, he could make this fight very competitive even against a strong opponent like Justin.
Like, it's awesome. Like, there's no way I don't think Gaethje versus Pimblett's going to be an absolute banger. When you start thinking about that, like, how do you see it kind of going down?
Yeah, like I started going over this matchup even with my sons. My sons are training pretty heavily, and like when these matchups pop up, we're like in the living room for an hour and a half, like playing devil's advocate, going back and forth with each other. But look, I think the key to the fight for Gaethje is just to create a lot of volume against someone like Paddy, like a lot of volume. The leg kick's going to be everything to take away Paddy's lead leg to stop the onslaught. But like Paddy makes a lot of mistakes, right? So like he's susceptible to getting knocked out. But he's great in the scrambles, like amazing at scrambles and also amazing at creating them. If Justin had a weakness, like if I said, "Hey, Justin, we want to attack him here," make sure it would be his jujitsu. He has great wrestling. He has great stand up, and he's starting to get more defensive, like minded, where he's able to throw shots and not get hit. If he had a weakness, it'd be jujitsu, you know, and that's where Paddy's strong. So, it's really hard fight to pick because Justin's a really hard guy to prepare for.
Mike said you cannot just train normally to get ready for him. Paddy will need to simulate Justin's aggressive style in training to make adjustments before fight night. If Paddy waits until the fight, it could be too late, but if he prepares well, he could make Justin uncomfortable and create openings for his skills.
Can't just spar with your friends and your teammates in the cage and think you're ready for a Justin Gaethje fight. You have to get out of your element and have guys get in your face and stand in the pocket and come after you so you can get ready for this kind of pace and this kind of pressure. If Paddy does that, he'll be able to make adjustments and learn how to deal with someone like Justin in his training camp. But if he waits for the night of the fight, you know, it could be too late for a guy like Justin.
Tim Welch looked at this matchup with a very straight view. He said a lot of people think Paddy will walk through Justin, but he does not agree. He kept pointing out that Justin is a real puncher. He is the type of fighter who throws heavy shots with full confidence. He explained that Paddy had been hit clean before. He took solid shots from Jared Gordon, and there were moments where he looked shaken. Tim said if Justin lands the same type of clean punches, it will be a huge test. Justin has dropped and hurt many tough fighters, so Tim believes Paddy cannot afford to make the same mistakes he made in past fights. He said Justin punches with the same confidence in both hands. Tim also brought up that Justin does not slow down when someone survives the first punch. He keeps coming forward the same way. That kind of pressure makes it a risky fight for Paddy.
But again, Justin Gaethje punches like a motherfucker. He's got confidence that he can put one on the lips with his left hand, and he's got confidence he can put one on the lips with the right hand, and the person will fall. And when you're fighting somebody with that kind of confidence in their hands and they've knocked people out before, it's a dangerous game.
Over and over, and he doesn't get kind of detoured when.
But Tim also gave Paddy real credit. He said Paddy has a clear advantage on the ground. Paddy is known for strong jiu-jitsu, and Tim wondered how much Justin is training his ground defense. Even though Justin wrestled at a high level, fighting off your back is different. Tim said if Justin tries to stand up too fast, a high-level jiu-jitsu fighter can take advantage and start hunting for submissions. So Tim thinks this could matter if Justin gets taken down or if the fight hits the mat during a scramble. This is the one area where Paddy might turn the fight around.
I do think Paddy Pimblett's going to have a little advantage with the jiu-jitsu, and I wonder how much Trevor Whitman and them are having Justin Gaethje work off his back a little bit. I know he's a D1 wrestler, but Paddy Pimblett, everyone's talked about it, very, very good at jiu-jitsu. If he gets on top, he's going to progress. Justin Gaethje, if you don't have some sort of guard where you can be smart on the stand-ups, you just try to stand up right away.
Strangled.
Jiu-jitsu black belts love that. They're going to take your back, put a body triangle on, and you never know how good they are at finishing. And also, Paddy Pimblett, from his guard, he's very dangerous from his guard. He's confident with his armbar. He's confident with his triangle. I'm wondering how much they're having him train jiu-jitsu.
Ali Abdelaziz said this is a real 50-50 matchup because both Paddy and Justin push forward and fight with pressure. He thinks the moment the bell rings, they will crash into each other and the pace will be crazy right away. Ali does not see any chance of this going 5 rounds. In his eyes, someone gets caught early because neither of them knows how to slow down. He also talked about Justin being the underdog. Ali said Justin has been doubted before and still showed up big in tough fights. That is why he is not bothered by the betting numbers. For his prediction, Ali kept it simple. If Justin lands clean, Paddy goes down, but if it hits the ground, Paddy can take over with his grappling. Ali thinks the fight depends on who gets their moment first.
But I know Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje is a very competitive fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. And I'm not saying other fights not going to be exciting, you know, but at the end of the day, we know Paddy and Justin Gaethje is going to be a complete firework. There's no way in hell this fight will go 5 rounds. There's no way, you know.
Are you surprised that Justin opened as like a plus 200 underdog? I think it's already starting to flip a little bit.
It's no problem. He was underdog was Tony Ferguson too. What happened? You know, he was underdog was Dustin Poirier second time. What happened? You know, it's okay. You can doubt Justin. But I'm going to tell you something. If Justin fights in Shell, he's going to make it sleep. I respect Pimblett. I think he's very underrated. I think a lot of people talk shit about him. But I was like, the guy never lost in the UFC. How are you going to talk shit about him? But I think if Justin Gaethje, touch his chin, he's going to make him go to sleep. But vice versa too. He have very good grappling. It's a very intriguing matchups.
Some experts think Justin's power, experience, and non-stop pressure might be too much for Paddy. Others feel Paddy's movement, timing, and overall skill give him a real shot to pull off the win. It's one of those fights where anything can happen, and both guys bring something exciting when they step into the cage. This fight looks like it's going to be fast, intense, and possibly end before the final bell. Let us know in the comments who you're picking. Are you going with Justin's experience and power, or Paddy's sharp skills and smart game plan?